my friend. It has been too long since Boo and I have seen you. Prepare yourself, Boo. We embark on another adventure.
Hi. It's hard to follow that up. You get Sam's drums going off. It's all big and huge. And we finally announced it, what we've been working on for the last, well, forever. So I'm Trent Oster. I'm the president of Beamdog and co-founder of Beamdog. Cameron Topher's the other guy involved. He's hiding out in the front row and totally dodging the whole public speaking thing. Coward. So, there I am, Trent Oster, president. Reinforcement. So the big question is, what is Siege of Dragonspear? Siege of Dragonspear is an expansion to Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. When we were working on the Enhanced Edition for Baldur's Gate 1 and later Baldur's Gate 2, we continued to run by that cinematic in Baldur's Gate 2, and it said, you went from the hero of Baldur's Gate, beloved by the city because you'd headed off this major threat, this mad blood war that Sarevok was trying to engineer. And then at the beginning of Baldur's Gate 2, it mentions that you left the city under circumstances darker than anyone could have imagined. Getting creative people, that kind of thing, it just went crazy. Everybody's like, we can do this, we can do that, we can do so much, it will be amazing. So we got very excited about it, and we came up with the concept for Siege of Dragonspear. One of the things we're very excited about is it's an all-new story. This is all us. We basically fill in that whole space of what happened. And we don't just deal with the existing plot. We go deeper and further. So in 2009, let's talk a bit about how we got here. 2009, Cameron and I hook up. We're like, you know, we worked at BioWare for a while together. We had a lot of fun. He went off to Namco. I hung out here for a bit. It's time for us to do things. Let's do something together. So we set off, we founded the company. And one of the benefits of owning a game company is you can inject yourself into the games. So Cam was in Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate, and it took me until the Enhanced Editions to get in. Now, Cam's a lot more recognizable by his portrait, but I'm way more badass. So in 2012, we launched Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, and it's been a great success for us. We've had over 1 million units in sales. The fan response has been huge, and we were just so excited to do something even bigger and better. And it's been such a great experience working with the fans and engaging with them and listening to them and listening to their stories of how, when they were young, they used to play Baldur's Gate with their brother. Or we can't go to any convention without somebody talking to us about the stories they have around this game. And the following around it is just massive. And we really embrace that as kind of custodians of the brand. Let's take over, let's respect it. Let's respect the fans who really love it. And let's enhance it. Let's make it better. Let's do what we can. We've improved it so it plays on newer computers. We've improved the resolution you can play it at. We've brought it to different devices. We've done a lot of work around it. A couple years, year later, we do Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. Same kind of feedback. Fans are ecstatic. We do a respectful job. We treat the content with respect, and we build out, again, a plethora of new features. And we introduce 4 new characters this time. This is really us kind of leveling up. We're building ourselves up in an RPG standpoint. We're building our story chops, our technical design abilities, our art creation abilities. This is really training. It's like we started out as noobs, level 1 trainees, and we're like level 5 now. We get some decent spells, starting to look down the road, fireball's just around the corner. So, what is Beamdog? Beamdog is a game development company. We're a small team of people who love to work together. And we love to create video games because we just can't imagine anything more fun in terms of a career. We're also a publisher and a distributor. We have our own direct-to-consumer channel that we sell our games through. And to me, I just love the idea of having this direct channel right to our fans. They can connect with us in a way that you just can't connect with other game developers. And when we screw up, they really tell us. We have a very direct feedback channel. It works both ways. But at the same time, if they're telling us, they care, and we care. So we try to make it better every day. Our team is composed of a number of industry vets. Some of us have historic experience with the original Baldur's Gate series. I've had 21 years of game development experience, and yes, I am that old. And I've got 14 years of working with Dungeons & Dragons, which my mom said was no way to spend my time. I'm like, it was job research, well spent. So we're an independent team. I kind of mentioned we're a smaller scale. We've got about 36 people right now, but we hit like a storm giant. And the reason we do that is because we love what we do, we're dedicated, and we keep the bullshit to a bare minimum. Although they might not agree with that. I think we keep the bullshit to a bare minimum. So, as I mentioned, community is very important to us. We have a message board. We use Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If it's a social thing and people over 12 are using it, we're there. The under 12s, I don't know what crazy stuff they're on, but we really value our community and we really love engaging with them. And we listen. When they tell us, hey, there's a bug here. Cam gets his angry pants on and he goes stomping around the office and he's like, why didn't we fix this? And we fix it. And we also listened when they said, we love the stories you guys made about your new characters, but we want more of Baldur's Gate. We want more story that we haven't seen yet. And that's really what kind of drove Siege of Dragonspear to grow and grow and grow. So far over budget, it blows my mind. So the other thing about community is we actually embrace them as part of our team. Now, we've got one of our fellows here, Lauren, who managed to travel up from the States. We found a bunch of enthusiastic people who were modding Baldur's Gate. And for those of you who don't do game stuff, modding is basically going into a game and you're adding in your own content and experimenting and making your own kind of stories within it. Half our team is modders now. We've hired them from all over the world because they are passionate. They're aggressive, they're self-taught, they're smart, engaged people. And we love the fact that they're part of our team. We have daily calls all over the world. We've got Yaroslav in Russia. We've got Laura down in Texas. We've got Liam in Australia. We've got people all over the place who love this game as much as we do. And they allow us to make this amazing new content that people can play. So today, to me, really marks kind of a new chapter. It marks a transition for us where we move from custodian to creator. And it's really about creating everything that makes video games. A to Z. We make up the story. We consult with our partners at Wizards of the Coast. We go through story details with them. We come up with the artwork. We concept it out. We build it. Every bit of Siege of Dragonspear is something we have built, and we're very, very proud of it. Right up until distribution. We're going to put the game in the hands of our fans, and I think they're going to have a hoot with it. So part of making a great game is that it's all about having a critical eye and looking at the game and understanding what's working and what's not. And one of the problems you'll see over time, we fix it, we iterate, we continue to grind on the game. We occasionally get a little blind to it because we've been looking at it for so long. So one of the benefits of being an old guy and being in the industry, well, since Moses did his parting thing with the water, is you get to know a lot of good people. So we have a friend, his name is Chris. Chris recently left his job down in the States at another studio we really respect called Obsidian. And we gave Chris a build, and we told him to take it home and play it for a couple hours. 20 plus hours of play later, he got back to us and said, guys, I love what you've done here. This is awesome. And he gave us pages of feedback on how he thought we could take what was already great and make it even better. And to me, that's the key of making a great game, is being able to take feedback and improve and enhance the game. And I'm going to offend you now by reading his quote, just because I think it's brilliant. Siege made me feel as if I'd come home after a long absence to find old friends waiting for me with the same life and spark I remembered from when they first journeyed by my side. We're exceptionally proud of what we've done with Siege of Dragonspear, and we're very anxious to get it into your hands. It's going to take us a while yet. We have this kind of theory that the game is done when it's done. It'll tell us when it's ready. It's not ready yet, but it will tell us. So I'd like to hand it over now to our lead designer, Phil Daigle. Thank you very much.
No, it's not. There we go. Hello. My name is Philip Daigle, and I'm the lead designer for Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear at Beamdog. So you can blame me for blowing the budget multiple times over. So Trent told you a little bit about the road to Dragonspear and Beamdog, the company, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dragonspear itself and what you'll get to do in the game. So first off, Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear is an expansion for Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. It adds a previously untold chapter to the Baldur's Gate saga, and it bridges the gap between Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. In Dragonspear, you're going to be able to create a new character at the very beginning of this adventure, or you can carry your character over from Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. And at the end of Siege of Dragonspear, you're going to be able to export that character to Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition to finish the story. So what are some of the things that you're going to get to do in this adventure? Well, you will be leading armies into battles larger than anything you have ever seen in the Infinity Engine before. You'll lead a force of mercenaries against a crusade that's accepted monsters like half-dragons, trolls, and orcs into its ranks. As well, Dragonspear extends the story of Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition by giving you new opportunities to explore your dark heritage. In the course of this adventure, you'll even get to see how Baal, the former Lord of Murder, died when he was slain by Cyric. So this is 7 new chapters of adventure and gameplay that you know and love. We've kept the 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons rules, but we've made them so much more approachable for people who are new to the enhanced editions. So this expansion is bigger than Tales of the Sword Coast and Throne of Baal combined. There are 70 handcrafted areas for you to discover and explore, and we brought in 25 voice actors to bring this game to life, and many of those voice actors are from the original games. And any Infinity Engine game would be incomplete without hundreds of new items, spells, and abilities, and Dragonspear is no exception. Every single item is fully illustrated and has all sorts of fun lore and history behind it for you to dig into. We're introducing a new class to the game, the Shaman. Now, the Shaman can summon an almost unlimited number of ghostly allies in combat, but while they're summoning these allies, they're rooted in place, which makes them a very enticing target for enemies. As well, the Shaman class can cast druid spells, which gives them a lot of utility when you're adventuring out in the field. If you're really curious about this new class, but you've already got a character from Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition that you're planning on bringing over, you will be able to recruit a very unique shaman on the road to Dragonspear Castle. So this is 25 new hours of Baldur's Gate goodness that you can enjoy. And if you're the kind of gamer that likes to dig into every single nook and cranny that a game offers, this game is riddled with crannies. So this is Baldur's Gate gameplay that you know and love. There's a lot of new features in Siege of Dragonspear, but it also has all of the features that you love from Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. So stuff like 6-player online multiplayer, Dungeons & Dragons combat with pausing, an intricate and complex magic system, and a cast of hilarious and interesting characters that can join your party and adventure alongside you. Now, there's a lot more to the features of this game, but let's dig into a little bit of the story. So, this is my favorite part of the presentation, because I get to put on my robe and wizard hat and really dig into the, the nerdier aspects of lore and history and all that stuff, which I love. So, Dragonspear Castle was a site of many momentous events in the history of the Forgotten Realms. And so we've decided to choose it as the seat of this new adventure. It was built by Daros Dragonspear 140 years ago, and he was the kind of guy who was fond of riding around in his dragon buddy, Halatathlir, and spearing goblins from above. He was a really great guy. Unfortunately, Dragonspear Castle was eventually conquered by 3 separate dragons who descended upon it to battle it out over a treasure hoard. To this day, the skeleton of a giant red dragon is draped over the central keep of Dragonspear Castle. So how does this tie into the campaign of Siege of Dragonspear? Well, this game picks up 2 weeks after Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. After you slay Sarevok and save the city, everyone is hailing you as a hero. However, certain people have begun to suspect that you and Sarevok share the same lineage, and that rumor is starting to spread through the city. At the same time, a holy crusade is rising in the north and terrorizing the area around the High Moor. This crusade has seized and fortified the ruins of Dragonspear Castle, and they've begun raiding the nearby countryside for supplies and manpower. The leader of this crusade is a charismatic and mysterious warrior known as Kalar. Now, her origins and her purpose is rather shrouded in mystery. Some people think that she's a divine child of the gods, and other people think that she's from the same stock as you and Sarevok. Now, what her plans for this crusade are rather unclear, but the damage that her followers are causing along the Sword Coast is very apparent. So the Grand Dukes ask you to go north, lead an army of mercenaries, confront Kalar at Dragonspear Castle, determine what her plans are, and to end this crusade once and for all. Now, there's a lot more to the story of Siege of Dragonspear. That's just the beginning, but I'm going to let you guys see that for yourself. For now, let's talk about the experience of actually playing Dragonspear. So one of our goals with Dragonspear was to make the enhanced editions a lot more accessible and easy to get into, but without sacrificing the tactical depth and the flavor that fans of this series love. So let's take a look at how we did that. In Dragonspear, we have an all-new user interface that makes everything you want to do so much easier. Take a look at our new character sheet here. It lays out the information that you need in a very clear and easy to understand manner, and this trend continues throughout all of the screens in the game. Another thing that we're adding are journal pop-ups and an improved journal system. Now, the way that this works is, well, you kind of get it. But Baldur's Gate has always been really famous for having these long journal entries with lots of lore and player history and interesting bits to read. Now, Dragonspear retains all that. The journal entries are still full of great information that you can read up on, but this new system makes it easier to get to the crucial information that you want to move forward with your objective in the game. Another thing we're adding are combat health bars. Now these make it so easy to get a sense for what's happening in a large pitched battle at a glance. Now, if you're the kind of player that likes the added challenge of not having this visual feedback, this feature is of course optional. Another thing we're adding is inventory highlighting. Now, the way this works is that when you pick up an item, it will automatically tell you which person this item is best for and which people cannot equip it. And it takes so much of the guesswork out of equipping your party and understanding the second edition rules. So we've added 2 new difficulty settings for 2 very different kinds of player. First off, we're introducing story mode, which allows you to play through the game and enjoy the story without getting hung up on the challenge of combat. Now, we had a lot of really awesome feedback from our fans when we introduced this feature in Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition. And we also had a lot of really great feedback from gamers with disabilities who were finally able to enjoy this story when they previously were not able to. The other difficulty setting that we're adding is for very different players. It's called Legacy of Ball. So for those of you that have played Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition, you might be familiar with a difficulty mode called Heart of Fury. In Dragonspear, Legacy of Ball is very similar. It adds an all-new level of challenge to the game for veteran players who are looking for a greater experience. This is not going to be a walk in the park. It is so ridiculously hard. It's awesome. So to sum everything up, Siege of Dragonspear is our love letter to the classic Infinity Engine games. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition was all about an open world with lots of exploration. Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition was about an intricate storyline with lots of iconic places to visit. And Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition was about great art and even better combat. Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear takes the best from those games and combines it together into an amazing experience. It looks great, it plays even better, and we cannot wait to share it with you guys.
So I've got to follow up Phil now. That's going to be hard, man. So there I am again, Trinoster, president. How about them beans? So the question is, what should I do now? You guys got me all excited. What do I do? Buy Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Create your character, but be very careful. Make every choice perfect, because you are going to commit 200 plus hours to this character as you play them through Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, Siege of Dragonspear, and then export them to Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. Play through that, and the Throne of Ball expansion that is included in Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. If you're still married at the end of that, I'm sure we'll have something else for you in a time. So really lovingly craft your character. Gather your party, play through Baldur's Gate 1, have a great time doing that, and then be ready when Dragonspear launches. And that is kind of the end of our presentation. So I've got a little list of housekeeping notes, but before I say that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Specifically, Councillors McKean, Councillor Knack, thanks for coming. Some other friends. We've got our development team is in the audience, our voice actors, a number of us were able to show up, industry friends. This event was all about us kind of celebrating our product and inviting all the people we wanted to hang out with. We've also got Sam Hulick, our composer, in the audience. I love Sam. I always got to call him out. That ba-dum-ba-dum track you heard when we came in, I listened to that 1,000 times today, and I was like, Sam, I love you. But not that much anymore. So housekeeping-wise, we're going to end the reception at 10 o'clock tonight. We've got little gift bags, so every couple gets a gift bag on their way out. Inside, there's some nifty stuff. One of them is I think it's really cool. You'll have to decide for yourselves. We brought a food truck up. He's going to be outside at about 8:30. I lie. He pulled up already. I saw him when I was pulling in. But we're going to give out vouchers with the kits, so you can walk out, get some food truck. The only thing about the food truck, the AGA asks you don't bring the food truck food back in here. So if you're headed out, munch it down out there, and if you've got stuff all over yourself, find a hydrant and wash. When we exit here, just exit out the northwest door. Again, cables of death, electrocution. We'll be reopening the bar, and we'll be serving some more food. If you are drinking a lot and enjoying yourself, which I really hope you are, because we paid for all the food and booze already, and we can't take it with us, so you should drink it up. Drive safe. get yourself a cab if you're at all intoxicated, because I like you people, and I want you to be not dead. Immediately after this, we're going to ask the press to kind of hang behind. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A just with the press, and we're going to be available for private interviews right after the kind of Q&A. If you're joining us on Twitch, we're going to take about a 5-minute break, and then we're going to be streaming from the kiosks. You'll be able to see some gameplay footage. And if you head out into the foyer, there will be a couple systems there. People will be playing the game. They'll be happy to talk to you and tell you about the game. We're going to stash Phil over in the corner there if any press people want to hit him up for some gameplay stuff as well. We'll be reconvening in here, or not we, I. We'll be reconvening in here at 8:30, and I'm going to answer some questions from the Twitch stream and from Twitter. So if you're on the interwebs and you're typing up all sorts of interesting things to ask us that are hopefully not horrible, we'll be answering those at 8:30, and I'm looking forward to that. And leave through the non-death door, okay? And we're going to be hashtag Dragonspear is the event we're going to be twittering about, if you're all twittery. I made some other shorter ways of saying Twitter, but they didn't quite work out. You can figure that one out. And the Twitch stream will be Twitch TV/Beamdog. And you'll be able to come back later if you want and take a look at the stream. So once again, thanks a ton for coming out. To infinity! I keep shrinking into the distance. Thanks, everybody. Oh, you did that. You are bad people. You are very bad people. Alex may be having a meeting with HR on Monday.